All right, guys. So follow up on a couple of these questions that you guys had. So let me see if I can help answer a few of these. So what system do you use to keep track of all your customer orders? So essentially, a little bit of old school, where I would have essentially a folder, and I would have each one by the month. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, the entire year. And as I got into the new month, so we're in June now, so June would be up front, July, blah, 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 all the way through. Once June's done, then I would move June to essentially next year. And I would start the process over, start looking at what's coming in July, August, September, work my way back from there. A lot was emails. So I would always check back through emails, pull up a bride's name, and kind of just keep stacking that. Hey, I want to place a deposit for my July wedding. Find it, okay, July, bring it out, and give me the date, the name, and stuff like that. So it's kind of a little bit of old school method, but it worked, and I can make some changes and, change it as needed. Was delivery van refrigerated? No. So this was just, it was a Ford E250 cargo van, bright yellow, and we got some vinyl decals on the side with our logos and labels and all that stuff. But we would just turn the AC on and the whole back was open, so air circulation just through there. How much did you charge for deliveries? We built that up. So sometimes we would say free delivery when we started. And then you quickly realize that you're driving 40 miles, you know what, this is a bit much. So then we would reduce it, okay, within the first 5 miles, maybe free delivery, or we're going right around the corner, free delivery. But then even that got a little bit much. So $25 minimum, it was just our delivery. And then an additional, because that was like within maybe the first 10 miles, $25. And then either like $1 per mile after that. I'd have to I don't think if we went as high as $2, I think it was just essentially $1 a mile after the first 10 miles. So when we would hit Daytona, do you understand there's going to be a delivery fee in that?
Then I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What's the furthest you've ever driven a cake?
Daytona.
Daytona?
Well, so I drove ingredients up to Buffalo, New York, and built a cake up there. But fully completed stack cake, Daytona.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Daytona was, I think, the furthest. I got down to Naples and Venice and stuff like that, but
3-hour car trip?
yeah, with a cake, yeah. And this wasn't a small little cake either. This was, I think, 4 or 5 tiers, done, decorated. Stressful. Did you have any customers request to cut a wedding cake? Yes. So you live and learn on some. Oh yeah, sure. We'll show back up and cut your cake, realizing that you delivered the cake at 5. They're not going to cut it until 9. So what are you doing now for 4 hours? Just walking around waiting for a cake to get cut. Then realize, well, a lot of the places will charge the bride. That's why they were asking. So then we're like, well, they're kind of doing a cake cutting service fee. But if you do want us there, you're gonna just pay us probably, it was like $100 for the hour. If you want 2-hour block time, then we'll give you 2 hours, $200 type of thing, and take the cake out, cut it, serve it. But a lot of reception sites will do that. If it's somebody just doing it in a backyard or a barn, then they might need, where they don't have a full caterer, then you deliver it and come back, but make sure you're charging for it. Some cake cutting fees have been up to $1 per slice cutting, up to $3. We won't need to talk about what the Ritz would charge. It gets crazy. So just try to factor that in. Realize it's going to be your time of having to go out there and do it. And even if you say cake cutting at 8, it might not be 8, so you have to factor that in. How much did it cost to buy and maintain the delivery truck? Maintenance is like any other vehicle. You need oil changes, battery, alternator. This comes into the decals, the vinyl wrap. That was probably a few $100s, $500-$600 probably to get a good vinyl wrap on it. We got the van not too bad because the place was going out of business. He was retiring. Bright yellow van. It's a hard move. So I think it was probably about 7,000 that we got that for. Business insurance. Okay, so Geico, Progressive, any of those will have commercial vehicle insurance. So that was like a separate business insurance versus being personally liable for it. When you're using a delivery vehicle for business, then it's covered for an accident or something like that. Same with your business insurance. There's commercial auto insurance, and that's what we had the van under. When it came to doing the books, everything in-house. Everything in-house. So you learn. You got to do a lot of research, talk to some others, but a little bit of trial and error, reading, doing your taxes. Sometimes you could do monthly taxes or quarterly, and that just depends on the volume that you're doing. If you're doing it quarterly, you might get to a point where they're like, okay, you do it, you need to do it monthly, or you're doing it monthly and then they're like, oh no, you can do it quarterly, and it's a little bit of back and forth figuring that one out. Also, I'll just, for ending on that, yeah, we did our own taxes at the end of the year as well. Profit and loss statements, you have to kind of do that. We just either an Excel sheet or just a Word document, and we just tag everything at the end of the month, put in what the sales were, what our expenses were, the deliveries, the rentals, deposits, all that stuff. So it's daunting until you really get into it and it becomes regular. Don't miss deadlines. There's no sense on paying penalties. It's money out of your pocket. What were your favorite baking techniques? You end up using a lot of different techniques when you're getting even into cake, with folding, mixing, creaming. I liked maybe a few different types of cakes that we ended up making that the customers brought to us, and you have to figure out how you can do it. A lot of times we ended up with just having a cake base. So you can get, like we get the 50-pound bags of sugar and flour, you can get that of cake mix. So you can start with just a white cake mix, a yellow cake mix, chocolate. Red velvet's really good. That way you're not wasting so much time on food coloring. You can just get essentially red velvet cake base and add that into something as needed. So yeah, with just simple white cake, you can turn it into chocolate chip, cookies and cream, raspberry swirl, key lime, orange. It's just, but you have a white cake base and then you build from there. And they're simple, easy to use, and the customers like them too. But the Swiss buttercream was really our go-to. That people enjoyed that, because not many other people were doing that type of icing. At any moment, was the business not meeting up to its quota, and if so, how were you able to overcome it? You have to watch your books carefully, and that's what I said. So going through our files, a couple months ahead, I'm like, okay, June, July is looking a little light. We need to kind of watch things. So you watch your spending, make sure you're not buying product that you're not using in those upcoming months. Okay, I'd look and say, do I need to buy, 5 buckets of fondant? Oh no, it looks like I might be fine with 2. So then you're just buying the 2 that you need to get through those months, and then pick back up August, September. You don't know. That's a tough thing about owning your business, when the money's coming in next. So it's always a little bit scary if you can't quite figure that out in your head, that you have to plan for a downtime. Marketing, you still have to market somehow. You're still going out there doing some shows. In the downtime, maybe you offer a special, or if somebody comes in and wants a cake, and you might say, you know what, I'm slow that month, I can do it at a discount. And then you're getting that booking, versus if you charge full price, they might turn you away. So it's like, okay, July is really slow, I can take 50 off, I can take 100 off. How do I need to get to my quota, so to speak? And then you just have to put money away. Plain and simple. There's always something to come up. Your mixer's gonna go down, an oven's gonna break, your cooler, when a cooler goes down, oh man, you hope you have some neighbors close by that you can store some some butter or something, eggs, whatever you need. So yes, plan on that, or you talked about only specific times weddings were most popular. Did you keep up with the certain trends that weddings had at those times? So yes, like I said, you have August and more, even September to November was like a nice kind of fall wedding season. December, January, not a lot going on except if you can get the holidays. If you get holiday orders and stuff like that, you're gonna offset wedding cake season. February into June is just nonstop. You go at it. If you have a slow March or April, May, you're doing something wrong. Like, plain and simple. If you're in the wedding business, you should have your name out there. You should be packed nonstop. So if you end up then something, you got to figure something out. Did you miss a mark somewhere? Did you miss a wedding show? Did your advertisement stop at a certain time? Something. Or else you had some bad cakes that got out there and
Prices are too high.
Leaving prices could be too high. Reviews, you might have put yourself out of business trying to get too greedy with it. The brides, honestly, the brides will tell you where things are going. I didn't have to just always be up on the trends, so to speak. They would come to me and say, hey, look, this is a cake that I like. Like, oh, okay, yeah, we can do that, not a problem. So you do some of those and you do some of those, and then you start realizing that that's the trend. And then guess what? Here comes another bride coming in because she saw it in another magazine, saw it on TV. Oh, a friend did this. I like this too. Because they'll go to other weddings. I mean, when a bride's planning their wedding, they can kind of come to you. Some will just be like, I really don't know what I want. What are your options? And that's where we had a book that they could flip through. And then it got to the point where, you know what, I'm just going to bring out the laptop or TV, and then they can just start scrolling our website and just pick out what they want, because we ended up with 300 plus cakes on our website, and that wasn't even like every cake that we've done. So it's just like, all right, that's similar to that one. We don't need to post it up. Don't post it. So we could just bring up the laptop. They could scroll through, see what they like. We didn't really have any other books. It was just showing our work. If somebody needed to Google something, then we can Google something. Birthday cakes, you could Google a cartoon character that we have no idea. Oh, it's my kid's birthday. I was like, I have no idea what that is, but here we go. We're gonna Google it. Okay, you like that? You like that? That one? Okay, and then there's your cake. So, Googling's very easy, but go to some other wedding shows. Look at your competition. Peek at their website. See what they've done recently. You want to stay in it. If you're a trend pusher, even more so. Put something out there like, you know what, this is different. I'm trying it, and you're gonna get some people that like it, and you could start the next trend. So, yeah. If you guys have other questions, by all means, ask. And you know where we are. We're here for you. So,
Thank you.